Hey everybody, welcome back to Around the Emirates podcast with Sara Mousa, where I speak to guests across the UAE about topics you want to hear about. Today I am honored to be joined by Sarah Lindsay. Hi Sarah.
Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to have you here. So Sarah is a former Olympian, a world-class athlete that has represented the UK before, and oh my God, does she have a story to tell. Please, Sarah, please tell me your story and how you got started into the whole sports sector.
Wow, I mean, how I got started. I was really young, actually. I did lots of different sports, and I think to just run off some energy. And then I started to just had to decide which sports I was going to pick. And I was doing figure skating, actually, and so ice dancing. And then somebody was talent spotting and asked if I wanted to come and try speed skating. And then, yeah, it was just a kind of natural way for me to go. I think I was very athletic and fast and competitive, more than I was graceful, let's say. So it was the obvious route to take for me.
I see. And I understand that you've been to the Olympics three times. You've also done other international games. What kind of challenges come with being such a disciplined and committed athlete?
Well, yeah, three Olympics. So I was actually a full-time athlete for 17 years. So it's a long time. You know, you're on this 4 year cycle for each Olympic Games. And at the end of the season, you might get 3 or 4 weeks off. But apart from that, you're 100% in all the time. No days off, no breaks. Your rest day ultimately is still working. It's a recovery. It's never a day off. So it's very, very full on. And you never really think of anything else. It's completely who you are. It's your total identity, and you don't really care about much else when you've got the Olympic Games in mind.
So walk me through like what does a day in the life of an Olympian in practice look like?
So we used to get up early, and we used to have to do our morning urine sample and morning heart rate, and then we'd go in and do bloods, and then we'd sharpen our skates and warm up as a team. So the whole national team were based together, and so we'd warm up, we'd get on the ice, we'd do maybe 2 or 3 hours of ice time. And then we would sometimes do a lunchtime session of either stretching or some coordination stuff. And in between, actually, we would do video analysis with the coach, looking at what we'd done in the morning session, how to improve and that kind of thing. And then we do our afternoon session, and different times a year, that would be different types of training. So we might be out on the bike, we might be back on the ice. The start of the season, we'd be in the gym doing some weights. So depending on time of year, but you're training between 6 and 9 hours every day.
Does that not exhaust you? Like, how do you deal with burnout from that?
Well, you just have to deal with it, right? You're always tired. You're always tired. I'm really complaining here, but you're always tired. Your legs always hurt. I don't know what it felt like to not be in pain and not be exhausted. You're constantly eating. I was eating over 6,000 calories a day just to try and maintain where I was and try and maintain my body composition, because your output is so huge. So yeah, you're always exhausted. Every single detail really matters to you. From everything from making sure you drink enough water. If my bedtime was 10 o'clock, if it was 5 past 10, I'd be stressed that I wasn't going to be recovered for the next day, because every session meant so much. So, it was quite high pressure, because you had to perform to qualify through to the next competitions, or to qualify for your funding, or to stay on the British program so that you'd be funded and competing at the next Olympics. So yeah, it was a lot, and but you've chosen this. I saw it as a privilege. I get to do the thing that I loved the most, the thing that I wanted to do, and I would do it if I was never paid. I don't think many people can say that about their jobs. So I consider myself very lucky, and I never felt like I was really sacrificing. But when I look back, I think, how was I ever that committed? Because, even Christmas Day, you're still training. Your body doesn't know, holidays.
Wow. I'm firstly, I am incredibly inspired by you. I'm so honored to have the time for you to speak on my platform about this. I don't think many people, I mean, people complain about their 9 to 5s. Ain't nobody seen an Olympian in practice. Like that's next level commitment to your 9 to 9, I guess. I don't even know. Or yeah, you're 24/7. But what is it like when you're standing with your team members at the Olympics, and what runs through your head right before you're about to start?
Wow, I think you're so well rehearsed. I think you've thought about that moment a million times. You've practiced it over and over again. It feels like you're just pressing play. You know exactly what's going to happen. You think you know exactly what's going to happen, which is impossible in my sport. As it was completely unpredictable. If one person falls, usually somebody else does, and this crashes most races. So it was super eventful. Um, but yeah, I think it's what you do every single day. And you think, oh, you're going to be nervous because you're going into this huge competition and all these people watching and the TV cameras are on and everything. But, you know, to be nervous for the thing that you're best at and the thing that you know the most, yeah, there's two sides to that for sure. It means a lot and you want it. So you have those butterflies, but it's something that you're very confident in.
Was there ever kind of a moment where you were inspired or surprised or even laughed at something as part of this process?
I mean, I was inspired all the time by the people around me. I think that's actually, so people always say, oh, wow, you're a three-time Olympian. But for me, or like you've been to the Olympics, but for me, that was always going to happen because everybody around me was doing the same thing. So I was lucky. I was in this sort of nurturing environment where, in my own club, just in my club team, this person's going to the Olympics, this person's got a medal, so why wouldn't I? I'm good. When I'm their age or when I get a bit older or when it's my time, I will too. So yeah, I consider that, super lucky to be around those people, that was just happening. So I didn't have to break any molds or do anything different to anybody else. There were people to follow. And it's just, you're just lucky whether you're in that environment and around those people or not.
That is so beautiful. I love the fact that you are showing so much gratitude for your circle. Like it's not just, I did this. I was able to do the crazy hours and the kind of crazy calories as well. But it's the fact that you're recognizing the fact that it was very much a team sport, the fact that you had to work together. Ice skating, people think, oh, it's like, you just go on and skate on the ice on your own, but you had to work together as a team to get to where you got to, right?
Of course. And if one person wins, the whole team wins, really. Because although the Olympics is a different thing, absolutely, because that medal is yours and yours forever. But in all the other competitions, in world championships and European championships and all the World Cup series, if one member of your team wins, the whole team gets funded. So
Wow.
it doesn't matter who the best skater was or what the sort of natural hierarchy was within the team. If, for example, I was the best performer, and we go to a competition, I fall over in the first round, and then, the fifth best girl gets through her qualification. I'm running around sharpening her skates, getting her drink bottle, warming up with her, seeing what she needs, because now the priority is on her. So there's no place for ego. And although it is an individual sport, there's also the team element to it because there was a relay event as well. So we all needed
Mm.
each other. And really, the better your teammates are, the better you're going to be. So the faster they're skating and training every day. So you have to push each other forwards, even though you have to compete against each other as well.
What a very interesting dynamic, and it's
Right.
on a global stage. Like this isn't doing dodgeball in your high school gym. This is literally going to the Olympics. Like
Yeah.
that's beautiful. What a beautiful story. And honestly, Sarah, I'm so grateful that you use my or chose my platform to share your story today. As one final question for you, if I may, please, what is a final word of advice that you'd like to share with the listeners today?
Oh, never give up. Never give up. There's
Valid.
always there's always hurdles. There's always things that go wrong, and they're supposed to. You can't just win all the time. Everything can't be perfect all the time. And I think people avoid feeling a lot of the time. I think as well. Things go bad. It just means that the good things will feel really good. It's okay to be sad if something bad happens or angry if things go wrong, but it's how you come back from those failures that really show if you're a champion or not. And you have to just embrace the losses because, like I said, otherwise the wins never feel that good.
Wow. Honestly, like I am speechless. Thank you so much for
Oh,
being on the show. That was Beautiful way to end the interview today. And yeah, thank you so much, Sarah, for your time today.
Thank you so much for having me.